Hi everyone, this is Hope17, and in this video I'll talk about what's been happening in my life lately, and specifically I'll tell you guys why I need to move out of my dormitory. First, I think I need to address this makeshift microphone that I did. Just attached it to my ruler, the one that I haven't been using since I graduated from high school, so I hope it doesn't distract you a lot, and I hope the sound of the video sounds good. So yes, let's get started. If you just happen to stumble upon this video knowing nothing about myself and haven't watched the previous videos, I am an undergraduate freshman studying at Ewha Women's University in South Korea, Seoul. I started my undergraduate degree last year, so I started from the fall semester 2024, and I'm currently living at the dormitory, which is called E-House, and this dormitory was specifically designed to house undergraduate freshman students and graduate students. You can watch my video about my dormitory. I'm gonna list it in the description, so please go and watch it. It's a very interesting video, and I think you will know more from the context of that video. Our university has multiple dormitories and they all serve specific purposes. So E-House is a dormitory for undergraduate freshmen and graduate students. I-House is a dormitory for all international students, so exchange students, Korean language students, and we have a Hanori House, which is a dormitory for undergraduate students, so undergraduate sophomores, juniors, and seniors students. All these dormitories serve different purposes, and when I first was searching for Korean universities, the choice of a dormitory was very important for me. Ewha has the best dormitory that I ever stumbled upon in all the universities in Korea, because E-House is a new dormitory and it offers single rooms, which as an older student and as an introvert was a very important thing to consider. So yes, this is the backstory. This is all the important info you need to know before you continue watching this video. But if you are a student who is interested in coming to Ewha, I think you know all this information beforehand, but in case you didn't know. So now that we became acquainted, here's what's been happening in my life lately. So as you know already, I started my degree in the fall 2024. When I first started applying for dormitories, you have two options basically. You can either apply for a spring semester and fall semester, but you have to move out of the dormitory for a winter vacation and a summer vacation. But you also have a second option, which you can apply to be a 1-year resident, which means you can live continuously in the spring semester, in the fall semester, in the winter vacation, and in summer vacation. So you can live for your full freshman year in the dormitory, so full 1 year in the dormitory. This was my preferred option, so I always wanted to just live the first year in the dormitory, be comfortable, just get used to my surroundings, get used to dormitory life, to university life, and then after that, I thought I would just slowly transition into finding an apartment on my own from my second year. But here's a hiccup. Here's what I encountered in my journey. When I first started to apply for the dormitory, I could only click on 3 options. I could only click to apply for residency for the fall 2024 semester, which was my first semester, winter vacation, and summer vacation, but for some reason I couldn't click on the spring 2025 semester, which technically would be my second semester. So I thought, oh, it's no big deal, I'll just apply separately for the spring 2025 semester when the time comes. So the time is now, usually in January or February, to apply for the upcoming semester. So I thought it's not a big deal, I'll just apply when the application guidelines will come for the spring 2025 semester. So I put it out of my head for a little while. In January, on a random day, I decided to go to my university portal. So my page where you have all the information, I clicked on the dormitory application and found myself assigned to a Hanori house for the upcoming spring 2025 semester. At first I was a little bit confused. I was assigned to a dormitory which houses undergraduate students, so sophomores, juniors, and senior students, and I was assigned to a double room with a roommate. So Hanori House is a very traditional style dormitory that you probably all familiar with. So it has double rooms and it has quadruple rooms, and you have a bathroom and a toilet outside in the corridor, so it's all communal bathrooms. And I was a little bit confused at first because, like, why am I not allowed to apply for e-house? Because I'm still a freshman student. I only had my first semester, now it's my second semester, so I'm still technically a freshman. So I emailed the dormitory housing office, and I was met with a harsh realization that I am not in fact a freshman student anymore, and I'm not in fact eligible to apply for e-house anymore. So remember when I told you guys in my application video, in the video where I talked about how I applied for Korean university, that Korean school year is structured in a way that Koreans start their school year in March, so in the spring semester, and they finish their school year in December, so in the fall semester. In college they have spring semesters and fall semesters, and almost every Korean student start their academic journey in the spring semester, and it is labeled as the first semester, and the fall semester is always labeled as the second semester. You can see these numbers everywhere in the guidelines that they post, in the PDFs that they post. But they offer you a choice to apply either for a spring semester or a fall semester, and I've never seen anywhere that they say that, oh, you know, when you do apply and start from the fall semester, you face many disadvantages that I don't think admission office or admission guidelines really talk about. So because I encountered it firsthand, here's why you shouldn't probably apply for a fall semester and why you should think twice before applying for a fall semester. I initially always wanted to start from the spring semester because I knew this structure that Korean universities and Korean schools have, but as I told you before, many life circumstances prevented me from applying and starting from the spring semester, so that's why I started from the fall semester. And honestly, if I can give you advice, please start from the spring semester, because so many problems that I encountered starting from the fall semester. Basically, what the housing office told me is that because I started my degree in the fall 2024 semester, now in this year I am no longer considered a freshman student, I am already considered a sophomore student, and therefore I am no longer eligible to apply for e-house. This whole thing doesn't really make sense, but it does if you are used to living in Korea and used to very weird and specific Korean laws and Korean regulations. I can see how it makes sense, but I also can see how it's very unfortunate and very uncomfortable, and I'm trying to find my words how to describe this whole situation, because honestly I'm used to encountering these types of problems living in Korea for a long time now. But if you are coming in Korea and it's your first time studying in Korea, this is what you may encounter if you start from the fall semester. So I want you guys to keep this in mind, because I feel like many students who start from the fall semester are usually international students, because I don't know about you guys, but in many different countries we have different starting of the semester and ending of the semester. For example, in my country we start our school year in September and we finish our school year in May. So yes, I think most of students who start in the fall semester are usually just international students, and you may face many difficulties if you do decide to start in the fall semester, and here's one of them. If you're coming as an undergraduate freshman student and you're thinking of living in a dormitory, which I feel like will be the better option for you to sort of like get used to university life and get used to living in Korea. And if you are a particular person who wishes to live in e-house for the full first year, and you wish to have a single room to sort of, you know, have a peace of mind, because living in a roommate can be a very uncomfortable thing, and I feel like there are different type of people. So if you're a laid back, go with the flow type of person, I feel like you'll be fine living with a roommate, but I am sort of not. I'm very particular and I don't like having anyone in my space. I can share a living space and a bathroom and a toilet, like that's fine, but living in a room, I feel like it will be always a better option to live in a single room. And if you are someone like me and you're starting from the fall semester and you're coming from a different country to live in Korea, this is a rude realization that we have to face, because in the next spring semester they will likely assign you to Haneuri house because you're no longer a freshman in their eyes. This is a thing that I hope they will change in the future, because why is it so unbendable? Why is it structured in this weird way where they don't really consider international students? So I hope with time it may change, but unless it's not, I want you guys to be prepared that this likely will happen. Really, my biggest advice to you guys is to start from the spring semester. This is the best advice I can give you. Start your study in Korea from the spring semester, because it is the first semester in their eyes. And if you start in the fall semester, you're sort of going backwards a little bit, because on the other note, I'm going to tell you another thing of why starting from the fall semester is a bad idea. Is that in my major, international studies major, we have to take college English classes and advanced English classes. I think you can get exempted from these classes if you have a specific TOEFL or IELTS score. If you have like a high score, you don't need to take those classes, but you have a lower score, you do have to take those classes. Or if you applied other language certificates like me, I applied with TEPC, you'll have to take those classes. So you have to take these classes in a specific order. So you have to take college English only in the spring semester of your first year, and you have to take advanced English only in the fall semester of your first year. Because I started in the fall semester, I had to take advanced English, which is a more advanced version of a college English. And now that I'm in my spring semester, I will have to take college English, which is an easier version of advanced English. So again, I went backwards a little bit. I started from the harder classes, and now I have to take easier classes. This is another thing that you have to keep in mind, that your whole academic journey will be all over the place because you're starting from the second semester. So this is all confusing, I know, but I hope to God to know these things before I started my degree. So I hope this can help some of you guys to sort of change your plans a little bit, because yeah, this is what you have to encounter if you do start from the fall. This turned out to be a sort of short video, but I feel like it's very important for me to talk about these things because nobody's talking about them. But it is very important to know. So yes, this is the sort of thing that you may encounter as an international student, and again, I hope they will change this whole procedure in the future. But for now, the conclusion is that I'm not overly disappointed or sad that I do have to move out, because honestly, living here for one semester has been pretty enough for me. Don't get me wrong, if I did get a chance to live here for another semester, I would gladly take it, because I just don't like moving out and moving in and this whole process. But honestly, I'm sort of glad that I will get to move out, because again, living in the dormitory does come with a lot of restrictions, like curfew. You guys are probably interested about the curfew. Yes, e-house does have a curfew for undergraduate students. It's from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. I do like living in a single room, but still you do have to share a living room and bathroom and toilet with your other unit mates that you are in a unit with. So that can get pretty annoying with time. But again, I'm not overly disappointed that I do have to move out. I'm sort of excited about moving out into a different place, and obviously I'm going to take you guys with me to show you what other options out there for students in Korea. So stay tuned. I'll probably consider different options, and I'll move in February, just in time for the spring semester to start. I'll see you in the next video.